everybody introduce themselves so she at least sees their face.
That's a good idea. Okay, I'm Pete Orlando, and I'm the chairman until the 19th of January.
Sees their
And
face.
let's see,
It's a good
Karen
idea.
Levy is our, your title is our accounting clerk.
She's
The
everything.
meeting.
And Nino is one of our board members. Jake is one of our board members representing the school board. Megan is our recreation specialist. Sam cuts the grass. He's our
I've seen him do a little more than just cut grass, so it's all good.
Yeah.
yeah. Well, we always tease Sam about, 4 years at Ohio State and you learn how to grow grass.
Yeah, right.
Really very good. He's in charge of all of our maintenance. And Gwen is our council liaison. She kind of keeps us in line. And of course, Kevin. Kevin is our director. Debbie is a board member. And Kathleen is a board member who was just reappointed to a 5-year term. And way we've been going, I was kind of surprised you applied. But we tried to be nice to you, Kathleen.
Oh, you were so nice to me.
Yeah. Can we have a motion to accept the minutes of the last meeting or any corrections?
I'll motion.
Okay. Jake moves. Can we have a second to the motion?
I'll
second.
that.
Oh, either one.
Sorry.
Neil seconded it? Okay.
Yes.
Any discussion? Okay, seeing none, all in favor, raise your hand and wiggle it around, I guess. Okay. So motion passes. I love these Zoom meetings. We don't have any personal appearances. How about any correspondence coming in? Do you have any correspondence, Kevin?
No.
Nothing going in, nothing going out. Why don't we start with staff reports and we'll look at monthly revenue. Any questions on that? Even though we're in the midst of all this COVID stuff, we're still spending money and receiving some money, which is good. I
It's a
think,
plus.
yes, we're still providing services. Monthly expenditures. Any questions on that?
No.
Sam, you want to do your parks report?
Yeah, just to let you know, the guys were down I think it took them about a week and a half to get all the work done along the trail coming up to the Main Street Bridge from Crane Avenue. They got the observation deck removed, all the trees cut down except for one, which I'm still lobbying to keep because it's a beautiful maple tree. I may lose, but I'm going to lobby for it. Then we're out on snow removal. They went out today to test run the city sidewalks, Melanie, just to make sure the machine didn't break down on us again. It made it through it, so I'm going to cross my fingers. But Brad at Central Maintenance led us a chipper to get all the tree work done. So we were able to get what I thought would take us 3 weeks, got it done in 7 days. So I was really happy. The guys did a great job.
Which section of the trail is that?
That would be right basically from Brady's Leap behind the old Adams factory up to the Main Street Bridge.
Okay. So that's where the new section of the trail is going to go, right?
Correct.
Any questions for Sam? And let's see, recreation report. Megan, are you going to do that for Nancy? Are you muted, Megan? Megan, you're muted.
Hear me now?
Hey,
Can
yes.
hear you now.
Okay,
With
good.
us now.
All right, so youth basketball that did get canceled due to COVID, there is a possibility that we'll try to get in January. That's correct, right, Karen? Yes, no? In January, as far as I know. The turkey trot, we had 134 runners. It was more than what we expected, but definitely less than what we've had in previous years. We usually have a few hundred. The photo contest was pretty cool. That's something new Nancy tried this year. The 3 top photos, one was of Alice, one in Standing Rock, and One was actually a pretty cool drone shot of Towner's Woods. So we had the top 3, and they actually got a cash prize, which was a donation from Hometown. And then we had our annual 2021 planning meeting with the recreation staff on Tuesday this week. We're trying our best to plan for 2021. These are things that may or may not happen. We try to focus on small group activities for the rest of winter and spring, since they are indoor. We don't want to have too many people in one area. We were talking about enrichment programs, art programs, fitness programs, more for the youth right now. And then summertime, a lot of outdoor activities and programs and events. Our preschool numbers are low right now, so the last day is December 18th. We are hoping to open it back up again after school resumes if we get enough numbers. And then pandemic care, actually, today was our last day until January 4th. We did have 2 COVID cases in the program, the first since March, since we've been open for pandemic care. So I think the staff have been doing pretty well. We've been very consistent with the daily sanitizing schedule, having the kids wash hands upon arrival, departure, staff doing the same thing, temperature taking, mask wearing. We send the kids home the minute they have any sort of symptom. Parents have limited access to the center. So it was a very sad day. We loved what we've been doing for the past week and a half with all day care. Now we're fully remote. There's been a lot of schoolwork that needs to be done. We only had 8 kids, but it was an extremely busy day. Those kids that were on cohort A, they had a full day of learning all online. So I had amazing staff that used our small classroom, which used to be the kitchen, as a classroom for those cohort A students. And then on the cohort B days, they would use that classroom. And I would have one staff member there just running the classroom, making sure they were on their Zoom calls. We probably had 10 Zoom calls a day. She kept that chart going. And then we had a classroom going in the big classroom next to the gym. I think these kids had the best care during this period of time. They got a lot of one-on-one attention. They got a lot of schoolwork done. So we're very proud of what we've done in the past few months, week and a half. So very sad to see it close right now. So we won't be doing the winter break program, but our goal is to open back up on January 5th. I just got the parent broadcast that the schools will be opening back up with their cohort A and B again instead of the remote. So we're hoping to open Davie back up and do before and after school care again.
Any questions for Megan? I want to thank Megan and Nancy for the great job they've done in keeping us compliant with all of the COVID restrictions and regulations.
Oh.
And,
Sure, not a small task.
No, it was very tough.
no, they've done a great job, and I've used those resources in the websites and all that Nancy gave me to help
What day are they starting back in this in January?
Well, Monday will be the 4th. That's the fully remote day. So the cohorts will go back the 5th.
Any questions for Megan? Okay. Okay, director's report now. Kevin, you're on.
Thank you. The first item is my letter that I submitted to the board on December 1st, just asking for the board to accept my letter of resignation, retirement, and also voting on the matter.
If we don't accept your letter of resignation, does that mean you have to stay?
It just means I start crying.
Where's the, okay, Suzanne will gear into that. I guess that, like, remember when John Idoni left, he said, I have to resign, but I'm actually retiring. So I don't know exactly how that works.
Yeah.
I included both just in case.
All right.
Is that right, Suzanne? Does he have to resign?
Not in Kevin's case. He's already retired once, so he can do it any way he wants, frankly.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, so I guess we have to have we need a motion, right, Pete?
I guess to be technically right about it, we need a motion.
Technically correct. A motion to accept his letter of resignation / retirement. I'll move that.
Okay, we have a second.
I'll second.
Okay. Any discussion?
Sad face.
Yeah,
If we say no, you have to stay.
that's what I said.
Okay. Seeing no discussion, all in favor, signify by waving your hands around. Motion passes. And okay, Kevin, you got some more to talk about there,
Yeah, the
right?
next item's related to that. It's the using Ohio Park and Recreation Association to perform a director's search for the board. I sent everybody the actual contract for services. The city's agreed to pay for half of the cost of the service. So it's $6,000 from the city funds and then $6,000 for the park fund. I think you'll get really good applications and good coverage of the entire state with them providing this service, and also they'll supplement Suzanne on a lot of things that she normally would provide, but also they'll provide a lot of information to the board. I know when other departments have used OPRA, they really are get a lot of successful applicants. So I think it's a good idea, but you do want to approve that in motion also.
Right.
Okay. Do we have a motion to to contract with the Ohio Park and Rec Association for a search?
I set that motion.
Okay, Neil moves. Do we have a second?
I'll second it.
it.
Ah, Kathleen, I beat you that
Wait
time.
for it.
Darn it.
Who won
And-
that?
and I have a question, just a question for Kevin. We've located where those funds can come from in our budget.
Yes, yeah, I've already actually put a purchase order out there.
Okay.
Because of COVID, actually, we have expended less money this year. I realize our income
Yeah.
is down, but our tax levy is not really down since we get property tax. Our property
Right.
taxes have remained consistent.
Okay. Great.
Did the Ohio Park and Rec Association, do they have a start date and a completion date?
He thinks it'll take about 8 weeks, and he'll start as soon as, I'll talk to Suzanne too, but he'll probably start as soon as tomorrow. But he'll be contacting the board, I'm assuming, through an email. And you will have involvement in this. It isn't like he takes the ball and runs with it. He actually, shares the ball with you. And still your decision. He just does provide a lot of input. Plus, he does a good job of recruiting. When people know they're involved, they're probably more apt to possibly
Yeah.
apply for the position. And it is a really good position. I mean, it's a really great city, great parks, great recreation. You got the university, and I think you'll get a lot of people applying. Right now, there are no directors' jobs open in Ohio that are advertising with OPRA.
Wow.
There may be some that advertise locally, but so I think it's a good time.
Hey, who's he?
Woody
Okay.
from OPRA.
Thank you.
I believe I
think his name is in the.
It is. It's not Woodruff, but it's Wood something. Hence his name is Woody.
Woody Woodward. What a great name.
Yeah, Woody Woodward.
Do they round it down to like final three or one person, or what is their result?
Yes, I think in his contract he says he'll get it down to 3.
3.
But the board will be involved
3.
prior to that.
Right.
I mean, he's not gonna.
Well,
Yeah, but
and
I think when it gets down to 3, you'll need to decide if you want to do in-person interviews or you're gonna try to do Zoom interviews or however you might do that.
I think one of the values that we talked about with this is, last time around, we had a big number that had to be gleaned through, that many of them were not qualified. And so there was a lot of work done before we could start to get down to those who were qualified and begin to sort through. So I feel like this will be really helpful. That we'll miss a lot of those who would try to apply who just aren't really qualified.
And I was
I
gonna
think one of the
try,
other advantages is a lot of the people, go ahead.
sorry, Kevin, Woody did email me and wanted to meet to discuss what the board was kind of looking for in the job description, expectations. And I told him I thought it would be best if we all met together, or at least with you guys. So I would assume, I told him I kind of assumed that possibly there would be an executive session. I don't know whether it would be a special meeting or at your next meeting that he could possibly attend to discuss those kinds of things.
Okay.
We should probably meet with him rather soon. Can we wait
I
till
would
next
think
session?
sooner, yeah, sooner rather than later. Could we maybe do a Zoom call with him early in January before our next scheduled meeting, possibly?
Yeah, I'm sure he would.
I mean, we have a basic job description, I know, when we had it out there before.
Yeah, he did get copies of the last job description, my hiring brochure, all my ads, interview questions, and the pre-application questions, I guess, that John had come up with.
Now that job description, I think, was dated, I believe it was May 25th. Are we going to use that? That was actually revised by John Idoni. I mean, the board actually approved it. And I think it said you had to have 7 years of some sort of experience as opposed to, I think the original was either 3 or 5 years. And, you know, it makes it pretty, it really trims down the number of people that qualify for the job. You know. So,
I would say that you guys should probably look at that before you meet with him. I think that's one of the things he does want to discuss with you is, you know, making sure that's where you guys want it to be, but it isn't very old, obviously.
Right.
We have to make sure that when we get that to the board, we get the right job description, because I think the date of that is May 25th of
2019.
2019. I'm not sure about that, but I know it was changed to pretty much cut down on the number of applications that we would get. We went through this with Sam's job and then Nancy's job, and it was unbelievable, the people that applied for the job that were totally not qualified. I mean, you know, yeah, one guy was a truck driver. You know, he says, "Oh, I can drive a tractor," and
Well, that's why I like using this organization, because I think that's going to automatically cut down on the number that we get that are just completely not qualified at all.
I felt pretty guilty when we were doing our last search that Suzanne had this all dumped on her, and she managed to do a great job and didn't have a nervous breakdown. So because and then the other thing I think we had to watch, we did discuss this. There were members of the board on the search committee, and we got together, and there's the open meeting rules we have to comply with, and I'm not sure. Suzanne is probably more aware of this than I am, and I think if you have 3 board members together, it has to be an open meeting.
A quorum. So you guys have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah,
3 for you guys, I think. Yeah.
I think we are compliant. I think the only thing the open meeting rule applies to, that any action that you take during that open meeting, if it wasn't an open meeting, that action can be declared null and void, and we weren't voting on anything anyhow. So.
Who is going to take the point on setting up the meeting between he and the rest of the board, arranging the Zoom? Is that something Karen will do, or is that you, Melanie? Like, I'm just wondering how the mechanics of this are going to go.
It's gonna have to be a public meeting, so I mean, I can work with Karen so that she can get it all posted, because it'll still have to be just like we did the last exec session.
Right. So public meeting, and then we go into exec session to have a conversation with this gentleman about our criteria.
Yeah.
Okay.
So if he's starting his search tomorrow or early next week, wouldn't it be better if we met with him sooner than?
Well, he won't be able to start his search until, the board, I guess, does meet with him. And if it's going to be in January, then he would start after that date.
Well, he needs a little bit of time
I
to
mean,
do.
next week.
Yeah.
But we'd
Yeah.
like to have our criteria
Next week's
ready to
Christmas
go.
week, so I don't think it'll do anything.
Yeah, I would say if we could all get a copy of the last job description, and then if we could get this meeting, I don't know, I know we've got to have 3 days notice to the public. If we could get something set up next week, early in the week, to have that meeting with him, perhaps the same time frame, perhaps in the evening, I don't know, but something so that he can then get going as soon as, he can hit the ground running once he has approval from us is what he's looking for. That way it gives us a little bit of time to review that and see if we can come up with something else that we want to add to that description. But what do you all?
I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Okay. Well, just so we know all the players here, Kevin, you're going to actually be gone January 1st, right?
I'll be gone actually the week of Christmas,
Okay.
and then I won't be back. So I have until like next Wednesday. I have all the information the board probably needs, and I'm happy to send that. Or if Suzanne wants to do that, I'm okay either way. Suzanne provided it to me already, and I gave it to Woody to look at already. So he's reviewed a lot of this, I think. But he does need to talk to the board before he moves forward.
I'll still
Well,
be
if you could
around,
send out that job description, Kevin, so we have a chance to take a look at it and add or, take away anything. And then whoever can set up the meeting. I don't know if you have time to facilitate that or not, Kevin, just setting up the meeting with him, with the rest of us.
Yeah. What I'll do is I'll get with Suzanne, hopefully tomorrow. I'll get the job description out, then get with her tomorrow and see a good time frame to get to the board to meet with Woody.
I mean, if nothing
But I know
else,
you want to go as quick as you can.
yeah, if nothing else, the week between Christmas and New Year's, we don't want to wait too terribly
Right.
long.
I agree.
my term does not expire to the 19th, so I'll still be on the board.
Oh, perfect.
19th, so.
You'll have somebody hired by then.
I don't think we'll move that fast, but I'm just saying, don't.
Perfect. Pete, you're the point guy.
Well, I'll do what I have to do, and yeah, well, I'll work with Kevin. We'll get a little plan going here and
Okay.
contact with the guy. I should probably talk to the guy on the phone and let him know what my status is, and maybe light a fire under Woody. Okay.
Okay.
Let's see. Oh, I do want to remind everybody that the next board meeting, I won't be on the board. I didn't retire or resign. I just didn't apply last, the cutoff date was November 30th. And my mind was probably made up for pretty close to a year that's what I would do. So I'm not mad at anybody. And usually when people resign from boards, it's because they're upset with somebody. And this was planned. I might have planned it a little differently if I would have known that Kevin was going to be retiring, but I didn't. So we'll deal with that. We'll have to elect new board officers in January. According to the charter, we elect a chairman, a vice chairman. I don't know whether Debbie knows this or not, but she'll have to take over in the interim as the vice chairman. She was the vice chairman. She didn't know that, did she? But anyhow, and they're supposed to elect a secretary. I don't think we ever elected a secretary. Because we had Karen in the office. So that's one you can think about anyhow. Usually the election for board chairman is kind of interesting because everybody jumps back, and it's a 2-year term and you can't succeed yourself. And I guess I've been chairman quite a number of times because no one else wants to be. But I've enjoyed it, and I hope I've done a good job. We'll have 2 new board members coming in. I don't think Kathleen's already here. but with Steve, I don't think there's any orientation or anything that the city provides. They used to at one time. They used to give you a mug or a cross pen. It ran out of cross pens and the mugs were cheaper. I got a mug. And they used to give us a crash course. The law director and the America Council used to give us a crash course on parliamentary procedure, and they probably haven't done that for 20 years. So, but just to let you know what's coming. Okay, we did vote on our motion to hire Ohio Park and Rec. And
We had discussion. We did not vote, did we?
oh, okay, we did not vote. All right.
Yeah, I don't think we did.
Hey, any further discussion on this Park and Rec, Ohio Park and Rec contract?
Let's call the question.
Melanie, you got a question?
I was just going to make a recommendation, just so that you guys don't feel so taxed. I would try and get as much information tomorrow, Monday, Tuesday of next week. Remember, you have the holidays. So a lot of the people that this person would be reaching out to or being able to get to, offices aren't going to be open. Things are going to be closed, just way how things are falling. So don't put so much pressure on yourselves, I guess I would say, to try and hurry up and do this to get a meeting in the last week of December. Really, that first week of January, like you were talking, is probably going to be the best. Plus, it would give you some time to take a look at that and forward some questions maybe to Kevin or Suzanne or to myself via email that we could help you answer, assist, or make sure that we have answers to prior to that meeting. So just a recommendation
Okay.
from that standpoint.
Appreciate that. Yeah.
Okay, so let's vote on this motion then. All those in favor of hiring Ohio Park and Rec? And
Aye.
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 okay, the motion passes.
Pete, did I hear you mention the name of the new board member that's coming
Yeah,
on?
it was Steve Mitchell.
Oh.
Is that right, Jake?
Yeah.
I know Steve, I think.
Yeah.
I think I know Steve.
Used to be the girls' soccer coach. He's
Yeah.
a professor in college, actually.
What? Okay.
I think he's the dean of students now.
One thing I wanted to ask, I guess, Melanie, you're going to be the interim director.
Mhm.
Did you know that, or okay?
Yes.
Yeah, we'll have to-
Yes, I'm aware. Yes.
yes,
I'm
I-
looking forward to working with the staff and just so we're clear, I'm here just to make sure the bus stays on the path, and you have a great staff that does a great job for you guys. They work hard. I've had the opportunity of working directly with Sam and Nancy. So I think it'll be a good transition period just to help you guys get this time to do what you need to do to make sure that you're making a good choice for yourselves as well as for the city. So I'm happy to do it. I believe in being team players. I think we've done that since Kevin's been here. It's been a great working relationship. I'll miss him. But yeah, I'm here. So if you have any questions or concerns, you can certainly reach me at my office.
Well, for the next board meeting, we won't have a director to put together the meeting package. Nancy's done that before. So I think that's on, what is it, the 21st of January?
Correct.
And,
Yeah, I'll work with Nancy on that to make sure if there's anything that we have to update you on. I know Kevin will be bringing you up to speed on Brady's Leap. I've also been a part of that because that's coming through the engineering department, which I work with as well on a daily basis. So we'll make sure that we keep them abreast of those kinds of things. And again, I look forward to working with Sam and Nancy, who will, I'm sure, certainly assist me.
Jim has worked on all those projects, and
Absolutely.
we've used as the project construction manager, project manager, whatever you call them. You know, we've I can't remember the guy's name. He's a retiree from the city engineering department, and it'll all go smoothly. Jim has done this many times before. I guess we should have a motion to appoint Melanie as the interim manager. So could we do that to make it official?
I'll make the motion.
You guys already did though, technically.
Oh, okay, just
Exec
make sure.
session.
That's what I thought.
Okay,
Yeah,
we already did that then?
I didn't, it was vague in the thing. It was whoever the city said. So I guess once the city
Okay.
said, we're okay.
I'll go along with that. I just want to make everything's legal here.
Thank you.
We have any other comments? Anybody have anything they want to add?
Welcome to the team.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm excited to be here.
Okay, no further comments or nothing else to add to the meeting then? Okay,
Thank you, Pete, for your service. And happy Pete Day.
thank you. Yes, as well.
We skipped number 3.
Oh, did we skip one?
Baby sleep.
Reading sleep, okay.
yeah, we got to get that in before we move on.
Yeah, I sent the board some more information this afternoon.
Right.
The budget for the project was originally like $1 million, and that was something, John Idoni set up, like, honestly, 4 years ago. So in the meantime, prices have changed, the project has changed. We brought in the stairway with the bike rail on it, the overlook, some lighting. So there've been some, I think, updates of signage. So the actual budget now, the J.D. Williamson Construction Company bid $1,080,299. Then the alternate bid you see on there is $247,390. That is for lighting. The grant money that we are getting can't be used for lighting per se. So we kind of did that out as a separate item, but you definitely do not want to build this project and not have lights. So the rest of the trail down through there is all lit. So especially in the fall when it starts so early, it would be usable. One thing is the city is willing to actually kind of front the $460,000 and make it a $1.46 million project. And they've given us various ways that the park board can pay that back. And it's actually in your packet I sent you. It's from Rhonda Hall, who's the city auditor. And they're going to allow the park board to pay it back over time, or if somehow the park board becomes flush at some point in the next few years. And they're also possibly going to do a bond issue sometime in the next 2 years or so. And if they do that, they could also include this project as part of that bond issue. So I don't think there's any reason not to approve the budget. $1 million of it is still grant money. So I guess I would ask the board to approve the budget for Brady's Leap, $1.46 million. Then the project won't begin probably until sometime in March. Melanie's well aware of this project. Jim Bowling works for her, so she'll be able to stay on top of this. But this is an exciting project. It's expensive, but the end result's going to be probably one of the nice trail projects in Ohio, to be honest, when it's completed.
I worked with Jim and John Idoni on the design of it. And actually the design that we're using was presented by the concept that we're using was actually presented by an outfit that we're not using to do.
Right.
And they just I mean, the one outfit came in with a really great presentation, and then another outfit said, gee, that's really nice. We could expand on that a little, and that's kind of what we went with. And so on the street level, it'll really be very, very attractive and inviting. And I think
exactly
quite a bit of money put into what's up on the street level. So it kind of incorporates.
Yes, there is
improvement,
Okay. So you need a motion to approve that. I'll make that motion.
Okay, Debbie moves. Could we have a second on the motion?
I'll second it.
Okay, Kathleen seconds. Do we have any further discussion on it? And I'm sure there'll be, I guess we have to have some public meetings on this too, and we can show the concept at that time. And I'm not sure what all the requirements are. A lot of them are relative to funding, that you have to have public meetings, and nobody gets to vote. It's just presentation to the public. So no further discussion. All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay.
Aye.
Motion passes. Anybody opposed? Okay, that's that. Okay, I think we've gone through everything. Any other thing you want to discuss here?
Yeah, I think the final item is Pete's tenure on the board. I know council last night
There we go.
passed a proclamation, and I think our department also has something. I don't know if Karen has.
Karen's holding something up there.
Okay.
I tried to leave quietly. I'm not quite done yet. I got to that.
We've got a plaque
for the 19th. That's very nice. That's,
Yep.
yeah.
We will miss your long view of the Parks and Rec department, and we reserve the right to call on you for that historical perspective from time to time.
Well, I appreciate that. And I do plan to volunteer. Some of the things I volunteered for were in the past, such as Art in the Park. I sit up there and sell T-shirts and maintain the cash box, and
Yeah,
Yes, please.
really enjoyed that. Used to be
Good.
my wife would do that with us too, but she's not able to.
Mm.
But
Also, David
now-
Dix is going to do his editorial in this Sunday's Record Courier. So he did a story
Yeah.
about Pete and his board tenure. So look for that on this Sunday's paper.
That's great.
That's kind of the story of my life. I've been working with Dave on it. And, I came quietly, and I thought I could just kind of
No,
leave
no,
quietly too, but I guess I don't have that opportunity. So,
not with the legacy that you're leaving. So
well, I don't know. The staff does all the work. I just run occasional board meetings. And,
Happy Pete Day.
that's right. Happy
Pete
Pete Day.
well, thank you. I appreciate
Thank
it.
you.
I'll be available. So
Mhm.
anything you need, just let me know.
We will do that.
If there's nothing else, we'll consider this meeting adjourned. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you,
Thanks,
Pete.
Pete.
Thank you.
All right.
Bye, everybody.
Holidays, guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Have a good day.
Bye-bye. Merry
Bye.
Christmas. Nice meeting
Stay
all of
safe.
you.
Merry
Meeting
Good
as
night.
well.
Okay.